That's the game of the season. That is the game of the season. What a game. What a game of football. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. A roller coaster. I'm not a Lyon supporter. I'm not a Manchester United. I don't have anything. I don't really hate Manchester United or anything. I'm not with either of the teams. I was sort of, if you want, a neutral in this game, even though I don't explain why. But guys, what a game of football. What a game of football. I've not felt emotions like that in a neutral game in a long time. Les gars. Manchester United 5. Olympique Lyonnais 4. At one point, Lyon were 2-0 down. Scored 4 unanswered goals. 4 goals in quick succession. Only for United to be 4-2 down and to score 3 in the span of what? 6-7 minutes? Football's not good for the heart. Football is not good for the heart. Football is not good for the heart. And the first thing I have to say is congratulations to football's won today. What a game. What a game as a neutral. This is what you like. This is European nights, the spectacle, the aura, all this stuff. That's what today football won today. That's my first sort of overarching feeling. Now, to get onto the game, and specifically one action in the game, because of course I was going to talk about it. This Corentin Tolisso, now we're going full screen for this. Corentin Tolisso red card. What the fudge? Fugazi. Oh my goodness. And oh my goodness. And one thing I'm going to say again is respect Ligue 1. Respect Ligue 1. Y'all said farmers this, farmers that. Oh, Nana saying all this stuff. They just went and nearly took one of the most historic wins away at Old Trafford. And it took moments of chaos for them to undo that. So first and foremost, I say to everybody, all those prime tards out there, respect Ligue 1. This is an okay Lyon team who are like 6th or 7th in Ligue 1. Went, okay, in fairness, Manchester United not great either, but respect Ligue 1. But going back to this red card. In what world is that a second yellow? Fugazi! Les gars, je sais pas comment le dire. You know what? J'assume mes propos. I'm gonna say it. This was anti-French xenophobia. That is never a second yellow card. Even Liaison is assumed, as a United supporter said, that is not a second yellow. That is some Fugazi, all caps nonsense. Les gars. And it completely changed the game. Because if Lyon are at 11v11, they win that game. Les gars, and je le dis, que Dieu l'entende, may God hear it. If Lyon are 11v11, Manchester United are out. This is a travesty. People go on and said, oh, PSG Barca last year, Araujo. No. That one, you could go make a case, yeah, but there's actual foul. This one, it is never, ever a second yellow. Fugazi. And honestly, that gets me on to a point. We need to stop this thing of VAR can only intervene in cases where it's like a straight red or something like that. Because something like that completely changes the game. Completely. Tolisso's not even. It's. Oh my goodness. I'm not even a supporter of Lyon or anything. But today it was French football. Tolisso is not. He's not. It's not intentional. He's not even trying anything. It's just a collision that happens. And how is that a second yellow? How in what world is that a second yellow? If you're any supporter, be serious. You won on everything, so maybe you'll be more objective. How, in what world is that a second yellow card? Because I will go and say that the penalty on Maguire, that's a penalty. That penalty, there's a kick. I'm saying that's a penalty. Both penalties, everything was penalty, so on and so forth. But guys, let's be serious. Let us be serious. That is never, ever a second yellow card. Les gars, c'est quoi ce bazar Lyon? Lyon got refed. Lyon, mes chers Lyonnais, on est avec vous. En tant que Français, we stand with you. You got refed. And as Parisian, I know what that feels like. Dare I say on the European stage, to all us Frenchmen, we know exactly what it feels like. Oh la 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 la. Disgusting. And it completely, because I was, even if Lyon went on and lost after that, I was already going to go and say, what is this? Look at this red card. And they still push him like that. But now after the emotions, the swings, I don't even know how to abide by this. it completely changes the entire dynamics of the games. I don't know, in the 89th minute, I mean, at this point, they'd already equalized. If they stay there, you think that they scored twice. I'm saying, I guarantee it. I guarantee. Je mets sur ma vie, on my life. If 𝐒𝐄𝐀𝐒𝐿𝘾𝑼𝙎 stays on the pitch, Lyon win that game. Lyon win that game. Because you think a lot of this is due to the fact the spaces that were opening up. They scored. They were up 2. If they were at 11v11, they are winning that game. Oh, la, 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 la. And people can't even go and say, Kobe, I'm not a Lyon supporter. I'm pissed as a Frenchman because, I want to see Ligue 1 teams do, well in the competition for the sake of, for people, prem-tards out there to finally go and respect Ligue 1. And I hope really, regardless of the result and everything, I want some of those, especially because United is, the biggest club in England, all these prem-tards to respect Ligue 1, to respect it. Because you see, this is what you see. This is a Ligue 1, this is a good Ligue 1 team, but we're not one of the best, not a good Ligue 1 team that's given a good season. And you see the level of it. They nearly went and pushed United to the brink, to the very brink. They needed that last minute of, Fugazi, miracle, theater, dreams, this, that, and the other nonsense to get them through. But all I hope from this is that you guys respect Ligue 1, respect la Ligue 1. But to all the, I'm not sure how many Lyon fans there are that watch my videos, but chapeau à vous, respect to all of you guys. Thank you, merci d'avoir bien montré la Ligue 1. Thank you for having shown Ligue 1 to its fullest. And honestly, I stand with you because you guys got reffed, completely and utterly reffed. And now to get on to some facts of games, and I'm not going to do too much analysis in this video just because I don't really support these teams, and it's not really the thing that I really want to go on into. But from the Lyon perspective, I have one thing to say and one thing only to say. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, you are who you think you are. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, now let me go full screen for this. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, tu es qui tu penses être. Tu es ce personnage. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, masterclass. Ryan Cherky, 2 goals home and away. Instrumental. He had that one chance in the first half where he literally went Messi-esque. Les gars, when I'm saying this, I'm being serious. A Messi-esque action. Messi versus Real Madrid, where he dribbles the entire team. Same thing. Picks the ball up, spins the defender, goes, nearly scores, didn't have the finish. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, I am sorry for having ever doubted your potential. I was not aware of your game like this. 𝐻𝙪𝙨𝑒, Nasser, Campos, Luis Enrique. Hey, Cherky, the contract is ready at PSG. You guys, you say your number, we'll sign. Cherky to PSG. Cherky, tu à ta place. I doubted you at first, but Cherky, as I said previously in my video when you were with the France under-21s, I was not aware of your game. Et je suis désolé. I am sorry. Ryan Cherky. Okay, I thought Casemiro or whatnot, but for me, Ryan Cherky technically on that pitch today was the best player. Technically on that pitch was the best player. Between him and Bruno Fernandes, the best players. The best, technically speaking. What a performance from him. A goal, an assist, 4 total shots. I want to see. Successful just 3 out of 7. I don't know how to describe it. He's not the quickest player. He's not the most explosive player, but he's just super technical. Balls in left foot, right foot. He's a 2-footed player. And I want to specify there is a difference between being 2-footed and having a good weak foot. Dembele, 2-footed. Ronaldo has a really good weak foot. Cherky, 2-footed. Neymar, a very good weak foot. Players like that, De Bruyne, good weak foot. Even people that you think like Perisic, and very good weak foot. Ryan Cherky, for me, could genuinely be considered 2-footed for me. Crazy game. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for him. I feel bad for the Lyon team. Unfortunately, at the end, they're just realistically United, based on this, just looking at their squad, they should definitely be going through. There's just a lack in quality. As soon as you remove, Cherky, 𝐒𝐄𝐀𝐒 was good. I thought Almada was actually not bad. Tolisso, unfortunately, wasn't there. Maybe Tagliafico. Apart from this, like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, not the greatest. Mata, even though I think he played fine. Just you look at the rest of the squad, bar Cherky, 𝐒𝐄𝐀𝐒, Tolisso, and maybe Tagliafico. Everybody else there is not world beaters. And based on that, like Ronaldo should smack them. But respect, chapeau à vous. And I mean, I think the quality showed really towards that end there, that to concede, as impressive as it is for Manchester United to go and to come back by some, divine miracle, to come back and to do the exploit of the century. You have to blame the defenders there. To concede 3 goals in the span of 7 minutes is a collapse that it's probably one of the biggest collapses in European footballing history. So it's tough. It's really, really, really tough. On the United point, Casemiro, I thought was really good today. Harry Maguire, a huge goal for his United legacy, a player that's constantly been criticized and has gotten a lot of flack by not only Manchester United supporters, not only English supporters, but just supporters of football as a whole. He's basically become a meme in itself. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy that that goal is sort of calms the haters down a bit. But for me, on United's point of view, the best player by far, even though Montpellier gave it to Casemiro. Now we're going full speed for this one. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno, you need to leave that club. I'm sorry to Manchester United fans. You are too good for them. How old is he? He's 30 years old. Bruno Fernandes. You're at the peak of your powers. You need to leave the club. You need to leave. Hey, les gars, if you want to come to PSG, listen. We can kick out Fabian. Even though Fabian's been good, I'll take you every single day. Complete the Portuguese trident. Complete. I'm saying it now. I'm starting it here. It's probably never been heard. Bruno Fernandes to PSG. Imagine Vitinha, Neves, Fernandes, midfield. Bruno, you are wasting your talent at this club. You are too good for them. Rabonas, free kicks, go. Bruno had that one chance on the crossbar. Bruno Fernandes was the metronome of that game. Him and Cherki, it was a spectacle on the eyes. It was pure footballing entertainment. It is players like this you go and you want to come and see and watch play. It is players like this. Bruno Fernandes, chapeau à toi l'artiste. What a performance from there. But I'm genuinely being serious when I say you are wasting your talents. I mentioned you are too good for this club. You are too good for them. You are way, 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 way beyond their talents. And it's all... He needs to go. He needs to go because you think he's only got a couple more years maybe at the top elite level. He needs to go. Apart from that, I mean, there's Euro as well. Brilliant performance. There was that one chance where he basically blocked a shot by diving with his head. Crazy as well. I mean, I know you snubbed PSG, but hey, you're still French. Voilà, you have to respect your fellow countrymen. Very well played by him. Manuel Garcia, former PSG player, you getting the first goal. I thought he was quiet. Apart from that, Garnacho was good. He was getting in behind, but again, for me, Garnacho, and it's what I was sort of tuned into Lees's stream, and it's just that yes, he'll do a lot of things before make great runs, run with the ball, but it's the end product. The end product is just not there. Obviously, if I'm not mistaken, he got the assist. Yeah, he got the assist for the first 𝐻𝑑 goal, but like there was a chance there. Was it the second half where he's going through on goal, sits down his defender. He's one-on-one with the keeper and shoots it straight at him. I just don't think, I'm not sure. I'm not a United supporter and whatnot. As good as much potential, like this guy is definitely a sellable asset. And you think that, probably get good money for him, prime tax and all this stuff, etc., so on and so forth. I think he needs to go. He's not good enough, I don't think, to be a mainstay in Manchester United. Maybe he's a role player at best. But if you can get, a cheeky 40 million out of him, he has to go. He 100% has to go. But yeah, Onana, I'm trying to think. As a fellow Cameroonian here, although you did disrespect Ligue 1, and as you who speaks French and knows French football, so on and so forth, ça, j'ai pas aimé, j'ai pas respecté. Non, fais pas ça, pardon. Hein. But I'm trying to think of any of the goals. There's a penalty, the Cherki one. If off the top of my head, I don't think there's a goal there that's directly his responsibility, but certainly purely based on what he was going and saying out previous game. I guess if you're thinking the feud between him and Nemanja Matic, I think Matic has won because two of the goals in the previous game were directly his fault, and he said here that Lyon are a bad team. Lyon nearly went and beat you guys. So I think he definitely comes out the worst. And I think, à toi, mon cher André, des fois, dans la vie, il faut savoir fermer la bouche. Voilà, des fois, il faut savoir rester calme, rester humble, puis il faut respecter les gens. Voilà. But yeah, I'm just thinking, I mean, the fact that Lyon went early down, 10th minute goal by 𝐿𝐾𝐿, Dalot scores, all right on the stroke of halftime. You think you can see the goals at probably the worst possible 2 times in the game early on in the first 10 minutes. And you also can see the goal right before halftime. You're deflated. I'm not going to lie. At that point, I thought the game was dead. But football is a funny thing. Football is a funny thing. Corentin Tolisso goes and reduces the deficit in the 71st minute. And at that point, I'm saying, hey, it's a 1-goal game. You can get something. Maybe you have a bit of momentum. And not going to lie, at that point, they went and they had a surge of momentum. And I thought, maybe they get one chance. Maybe they can do it. And then the 𝙬𝙧𝐾𝐿 one, it goes in initially. It's blocked by Donnarumma. By Onana. And then Lacazette puts it in, but it was already in. And at that point, you think tied. And now at that point, you're going and saying, really, Lyon can go and do this. Because not only do you have the momentum, but at that point, we're going to go on and get onto the stats after this. But Lyon, for me, were the better team. Lyon were playing the better football. Lyon were dominating Manchester United at Old Trafford. And not just like, oh, they had the better chances. When they went down a man, Liez was saying it on this stream, and you could see it if you watched the game. You would think they were up a man the way they were playing. Truly fantastic football. That's why I'm saying I'm so proud. I'm not a Lyon supporter. I'm not even a Lyon supporter. I don't really have an affinity. If anything, they're sort of somewhat like rivals to PSG domestically. But thank you for going and putting French football, showing French football in a positive light like this. Vraiment, chapeau à vous. But then you go, and then Cherki, my star boy, future PSG player, Ryan Cherki goes left foot, bang, bottom right corner, beats Onana, and I'm thinking absolute limbs, crazy scenarios. I'm thinking surely not. And the thing is though, that happens, and I'm like, hey, can't get any better than this. Shut up all these Prem-tards. But then no, you have a penalty, 110th minute by Luke Shaw. It was Luke Shaw, by the way. I'll get onto him. Need to remember, get onto him. Disaster class from him. But Lacazette goes, lost the penalty, and at that point you think there's daylight. You have a 2-goal cushion. Surely you're away from home. Yes, you're a man down, but you just need to eke it out for 10 minutes. For 15 minutes, pardon me. For 15 minutes, but if you can keep the lead, you go through, you win, and you put out probably one of the greatest exploits in Lyon history. But 4 minutes later, penalty, I think it was contact. Was it Thiago Almada, who makes contact with Harry Maguire's foot, clashes with him. Penalty, Bruno Fernandes expertly, really well taken penalty. The keeper dives the right way, extends out as much as he can. It's just it's the perfect penalty, low in the corner, never stopping those. Great penalty from Bruno Fernandes. And then 𝐿𝐾𝐿 Mainoo. For me, that was the goal that really just deflated that point, because at that point you go and you think if Lyon can hold on just a bit more, maybe there's something to do here. But then 𝐿𝐾𝐿 Mainoo goes in, takes a touch, curler with his right foot. Bang, equalizer. Not going to allow the celebration to boot as well. And at that point, you start to think, it's difficult, man. It's difficult for them. Thought he had a pretty good cameo there with 33 minutes played, a goal. Just a single shot on target. Was good. It was bizarre seeing him at front at striker. And I think that Ruben Amorim is very fortunate that everything worked out, because if it didn't, you're asking a lot of questions. But hey, that's what the managers are there for. They make the big decisions, the controversial decisions, and when they work out, they're praised for it. And when they're not, well, they're properly grilled for it. And then the 120th minute, you're saying, surely not. They're going to go and get another goal. Surely Lyon can at least hold on to penalties, take this to penalties, and then on penalties, you never know what's going to happen. They can go, no, because in the 121st minute, a ball gets played back post, and none other than Harry, the fridge head Maguire, is there to head it home. And the way the ball, when it left his head, it went so slowly. I'm like, please hit the post, go wide. And it nestles into the net. And guys, again, I need to remind people, I am not a Lyon supporter. Dare I say, if anything, I've got somewhat of an agenda against them because of the stuff that they've done when Barcola played against them. But I felt like I was watching PSG play. I felt dead inside. I don't know how to explain it. Is maybe this French thing or whatnot, but I just felt deflated. And in fairness, the momentum was definitely on Manchester United's side. I just think this game really, more than anything, just goes to show that football, anything can happen in football. It's why we love the game. It's why it's called a beautiful sport. You can go from, on the one hand, Lyon down 2-0 away at Trafford, United dominating that first half. You think easy, comfortable performance, to then scoring four unanswered goals. And in between then, at 2-2, when it was tied, they get one of their best players. And at that time, their captain sent off in Corentin Tolisso and yet despite that, still go and score 2 other goals in extra time, only to then be 2 goals up. And United score 3 unanswered in the 114th, 120th, and 120th +1 with extra added time. It's why we love the game. It's why it's the best sport in the world. It's why it's the most popular sports sport in the world. It's the most followed. It's just the emotion that it procures you. And I mean, you think now it's gonna be one of those games that people remember, especially if you're a United fan, like the final against Bayern Munich with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Some of those huge last minute goals, this, that, and the other, Fergie time, all this stuff. It's gonna go down in the lore of it. And fortunately, Lyon's on the receiving end. And as a PSG fan, I know what it feels like, and it hurts. Ça va être difficile à digérer. But yeah, going on to once again for players that I mentioned, Luke Shaw. I mean, I don't want to go and get called out for body shaming or anything, and Liz said it as well. But I know he's been struggling with fitness a lot, and I mean a lot. But Luke Shaw came in at halftime. It was 29 years old. I mean, I'm sorry to go and say, but like this guy does not look like a footballer. And again, I don't want to go and say this to body shaming or anything. I know people have different body shapes and so on. I'm not the fittest person either and whatnot, but like this guy's a professional footballer. And I understand, you're injured and there's only so much you can do, but like the fitness, the lapses in concentration, not like beforehand. I remember a couple of years ago during those Euros in England in 2020 and whatnot, we were talking about like being one of the best left backs in the league and being a mainstay in that England squad. And now seeing this guy's a mid-table Premier League player, if not that, at best. Luke Shaw was disaster class from him. I mean, they're fortunate enough, causes the penalty, fouling for the penalty, going afterwards and pushing Cherki to get him to force him to go and to get off quicker. But just for me, disaster class from Luke Shaw. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else? That's probably the worst. 𝐿𝐼𝐿𝐼𝐿 again. I'm sorry, but like I'm not even a United supporter. I feel bad for the guy as well. But again, I just don't think he's Manchester United quality either. Not really doing much. In fairness, he's not really served all that much. But again, just not good enough. 3 chances created with like an XG or expected goals plus assist of 0.06. I can't remember when his last goal was with Manchester United was or something. No dribbles, nothing. Just not offering anything. And I know, like, even I remember at points in the season, people, 𝐻𝙪𝑘𝑠𝑒 was getting a lot of it, and was under a lot of heat for his performances. But he's clear of 𝐿𝐼𝐿 for me. Clear, no debate, nothing. But yeah. I don't know what I said. I'm still, just for me, it's that red card. It's that red card. I think that's what changes the game. And I know people are probably going to go and say, it's Kopi and this, that, and the other, French fan, this, that, and the other. I don't support Lyon. If they'd gone out, I wouldn't have a problem. For me, it was just this Prem agenda. And I just hope that even this, you cannot go in. And if you're a Premier League fan, so on and so forth, you got to go and say, I at least respect Ligue 1. And that's all I hope for. Because you go and you see a performance like this. This is a good Lyon team. Because people go and say, all the time, a mid-table Premier League team goes and walks in Ligue 1 and finishes, wins the league. This is a United team, in fairness, they're not good. But, roughly mid-table, struggling at times, and getting outplayed outright by a Lyon team. If we look, I want to show this by the stats. Overall in this game, Lyon had 59% possession, 60-40. in the first half of extra time, mind you, for most at this point, they were down a man. Only it was 60-40 in favor of United. Yet despite that, 58-40 in favor of United, but despite that, no shots, no chances created, nothing. Lyon, 2 shots, 1 shot on target, and this is where Cherki scored his goal. And I think they got their penalty in the second half of extra time. Yeah. So you go and you think that in the second half of extra time, obviously then United dominated and had all the chances, etc., so on and so forth. And this is where the 0.7 is obviously from the Lacazette penalty. But overall, you go and you look, yes, United had a 3.2 XG, but a lot of this is due to the fact that, we're a man down, 2.4 for XG away from home with an okay team, more shots on target, had a measly one less big chance created than Manchester United, equal chances, big chances missed. On the play, I just think Lyon can come out of this game definitely 100% with their heads held extremely, extremely, extremely high, and have represented French football extremely, extremely well. And again, I go back to the red card. It completely changes the dynamics of the game. Look at the momentum. United in red, Lyon in white, even. He had obviously maybe United had more time in where momentum was in their favor. Especially you go and you look at here before then, you see it's pretty even. The red card happens in the 89th minute, and at this point, bang. It's all United. So I mean, it's what you expect, and again, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous red card. And I'm saying I think they need to change the rule, and where if it's I don't understand how if it's because getting a second yellow isn't like a crazy offense and it can't be seen as being reckless or dangerous, that it can't be reviewed. I think getting a second yellow and getting sent off for that it changes the game, completely changes the game. At least if it's a straight red, so on and so forth. Yeah, I understand you have to go and look. For a second yellow like that, for some stupid thing, if the refs made a mistake there and you send them off for that, and look what it's done to Lyon, it needs to change. We need to change that rule. For an offense like a red card where something like that happens, needs to be going. If you do it for goals, if you do it for straight red cards and things like that lead to goals, I think you need to do it for even a second yellow sending off, because it completely changes the game. But that's my opinion. I'd be curious to know what you guys think of it. I'd be curious to know, first and foremost, what do you guys think of the game? Do you guys think that this was the game of the season? I think that if it's not game of the season, it has to be in the top 3 for me. It has to be in the top 3 of the limbs. You think the scenarios being 2-0 down from Lyon to being 4-2 up at one point, then United scoring 3 goals, for me, crazy game. And this is all from a neutral, so it's not even like, oh, there's bias on one side or anything. No, for me, this is probably the greatest game of the season. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys think about that. Curious to know what you guys think about that red card. Curious to know also who you guys think then in the Europa League, because now, if I'm not mistaken, it sets up a very, very tasty semifinals. And I didn't even go on to mention the other game with Lazio versus Bodo Glimt, who they themselves had a crazy game. If I'm not mistaken, I can quickly bring it up here, but Lazio coming into this game were 2-0 down, managed to win 2-0 in the 90, which meant the game went to extra time. They scored a goal in extra time to send them through, but Glimt went and equalized, and the game went to penalties. And on penalties, initially Glimt missed. Oh my goodness, what am I saying? Glimt missed. Lazio scored. They missed twice. Glimt scored their next few. It's just crazy. I mean, I'm not going to go and say that this whole the Champions League and the Europa League, all that is all as a result of this new format, because I mean, beyond once you get after the playoff system, it's the regular Champions League, but it just shows that there's something special about just European football that you just don't really have. And it's a both really, really, really interesting ties both in the Europa League, with Spurs going to Glimt. And I mean, as a Spurs fan, even though our season's been absolutely terrible, if you can't go through this, if you cannot go through this Glimt side, we are not we would not be a serious club. And on the other hand, United versus Athletic Club. And for me, if you think that the final, given that it's going to be at the San Mamés at Athletic Club Stadium, there's a lot of incentive for them to go and to push for it. And so I think they go through. hopefully my Spurs go through, and then it's going to set up a very tasty final. But yeah, I'd be really curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. The Champions League yesterday, the Europa League today, even the Conference League, Chelsea losing as well at home, all these things. It's just the magic of football. It's just the magic of football. But anyways, guys, I've been yapping now for 30 minutes. So I apologize for the extremely long runtime. And if somebody wants to go and, put chapters when I speak about different things, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm going to stop it right there. Thank you guys always. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I hope you can see you guys soon. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.